Reds Braves here, 3-game series between the two. Gonna be an interesting one. The Reds coming in hot, the Braves playing well throughout the season. A very young team, a young talented team. I think the big difference here between these two teams is definitely this batting order. You look at the Braves, they got 5 guys batting over 270. You got Darno. What a season this guy's been having so far coming over here to Atlanta. You got Freeman, Albies, Ozuna, Swans, and all these guys batting really well. Quite a few young studs on this team. And, you know, they expect these guys to be cornerstones of this team for quite some time in the year in the future. Meanwhile, the Reds, how many guys do they have batting over 270? 0. Absolutely none. Their best hitter is Jesse Winker batting 255, who has been struggling mightily lately. And, you know, because of that hot stretch, he is batting 255. And more of the seasoned veteran approach over here in Cincinnati, right? You don't really see near as many of these young and up-and-coming guys. You got the Senzels in there, but, you know, they're more of the veteran approach. Nothing against what they got going. You got plenty of guys in this lineup. You look at, say, anybody can come up anytime and just crack a couple over the fence here for this Reds team and put runs on a board. Everybody on his team's capable of it, I think. And that is, you know, the veteran approach, it's got its benefits too, especially in playoffs, right? These guys have been there before. They've been through they've been playing in this league for a while. And I think it's, you know, it's got its benefits for the Reds, but there's no question about it. You look at this and say this is, from a hitting perspective, swings heavily in the Braves' favor here in this series. Only thing is, though, in the playoffs, things start to tighten up. It becomes more of a pitching battle, becomes more of a bullpen battle. And from a pitching perspective, it looks like nothing's official yet, but the way it sounds, the Braves plan to go Fried, Wright, and then Anderson. Right now, they do have Fried confirmed right now. The guy's got 2.25 ERA on the season, and it's his first postseason start. He's had 4 games played in the postseason, 7.11 ERA. You got Wright, 5.21 on the season. Again, the guy that's had some command issues for these Braves, but again, he's 24. How's a 24-year-old going to go who's played all of 19 big league games? How's he going to do in the postseason? You got Anderson, solid season, 195 right now. And I tell you what, win, loss, you know, win, lose, or draw if you're the Braves, you have got to feel really good about this team for the next 5-10 years. All these young guys coming up that are playing well now that are just going to get better and better. Win, lose, or draw this series, the Braves are going to be a playoff contender through and through for the next few years. But you compare those pitchers to the Reds, who feel like 3 aces out there that they're going to throw out there. Trevor Bauer, who is a strong Cy Young candidate this season. He's had 3 postseason appearances, 3 separate years, I should say there, with a career 3.81 ERA in the postseason. You got Louis Castillo, who's got a 3.21 ERA on the year. Reds, again, was their ace before bringing over Bauer. Gray was expected to be there. And again, he's been with the Reds this whole time, so no postseason experience there. Then you got Sonny Gray, a 2.95 ERA in the postseason with the Yanks, with Oakland. And this Red starting pitching, again, it's night and day difference, the experience between these two teams, especially from a pitching perspective here. And I think when you look at the starting pitching of the Reds compared to the Braves, if it does line up this way, you have to lean towards the Cincinnati Reds. It will be interesting, I think, though, how this playoff stuff, you know, the playoff atmosphere in baseball is usually electric, and it's gonna, you know, the adrenaline's gonna be a little different. The way you pitch for that reason, you're gonna, you know, maybe some guys handle it well, some not so well. Ain't gonna be nobody there now. So you do wonder how much, you know, the no crowd and how much that's gonna affect some of these guys that may have, you know, struggled in a postseason before, may have, you know, some jitters that aren't gonna be there as much because you ain't got anybody in the stands at the end of the day. So that'll be an interesting aspect in its own there. But as per the usual, as far as the postseason goes, I do feel like this is going to be a thing where you look, Reds got the starters, Braves got the hitters. Which team's going to win is going to come down to who's got the better bullpen performance going into the playoffs. Not only into the playoffs, but throughout the playoffs. The Reds bullpen, it was shaky for a lot of the season, but it's clamped things down as of late to help this team make a run in the playoffs, a team that has been on absolute fire lately. Iglesias, Lucas Sims, Amir Garrett have been pitching lights out lately. TJ Antone, Archie Bradley, some very good pitchers as well. All ERAs under 3 there. So they got a handful of guys, this Reds team does, if they got to pull guys out early in the game. Lorenzen's been pitching better. He struggled mightily to start this season. He's been pitching well. You could throw him in there. So there's some depth in this Reds bullpen. But then you got the Braves. 3 very good left-handed pitchers. And a spoiler alert here, Atlanta, what you do, I'm telling you right now, you take all 3 of those guys and you put them in as quick as possible, because the Cincinnati Reds manager loves to take out his best hitters and pinch hit for them for his analytics game to bring in the guys that are quote-unquote better against the left-handed pitchers. Say it. Spoiler alert, just a little teaser there for you. But I tell you what, these guys, Matzik, Minter, Dayton, these guys have been killing it this season for these Atlanta Braves, these lefties. I know you can't really play the matchup game with the lefties like you used to because of the batter limit, but still, lefties tend to be harder for teams to hit in the league. And that's no secret here with these Atlanta Braves lefties. Minter, 0.83 ERA in this season, says a lot about the way this team's been pitching from a bullpen perspective. You throw in Mark Melancon, you throw in Shane Green, who have had very solid careers out of the bullpen, been cornerstones of many bullpens, and they're going to once again be hunkering things down here for these Atlanta Braves throughout the playoffs. I think both teams are deep. I think both teams are really deep in the bullpen here. But, there's two things that are going to push me to, the Braves' way on the bullpen game here. First of all, them three lefties. You got three left-handed pitchers in the bullpen that can all come in and shut another team down. That's a scary sight to have there for any baseball team. And then two, you got, the Reds' bullpen was shaky. It was shaky, and we still need to, I guess, confirm it more that the Reds, as much as they've been playing better lately, you still got to confirm that this bullpen can lock things down. And if things do get shaky out of that bullpen, things can unravel quickly for this Reds team. And in a 3-game series, you can't afford to blow a game from the bullpen. And that's going to be possibly the difference maker in this game. I want to believe in these Reds, though. Got to, right? Want to believe Lorenzen's going to eat, Iggy's going to play well, but we have to see it happen first here. Ultimately, though, 3-game series, and I do strongly worry about the way these young Braves pitchers play in the postseason. I think that's going to be a big advantage for the Cincinnati Reds here, and I think the Reds can get to them. If these Reds can get to these guys early, knock a couple over the fence, have a guy like Bauer start in game 1, shut things down, I think he takes game number 1. You have Castillo going up in game 2 there. And I think that's a game the Reds can win. Again, I do think it comes down to if this bullpen can hold a lead for the Cincinnati Reds. It comes to game 3. I mean, hey, at that point, I think anybody's ball game at game 3, right? Hey, it's playoffs. That's going to be the case regardless. Bold prediction there. Anybody can win. Who would have guessed? Reds could win, Braves could win. But I have to go with the hot team right now, right? You got to. The Reds are on absolute fire right now, and we're a homer. You got to be a little bit of a homer, too. That's just part of the game. That's just how she goes. It's going to come down to it, though. If that bullpen can hold the lead, Reds are going to look pretty good here. The bullpen struggles. I think the Reds could be a short series here. Braves walk away with it. That's our thoughts. Saying Reds in 2. Reds 2, Braves nothing here. Got to go for the early KO here. That's our thoughts. Love to hear your guys'. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.